So the referee then is John Coyle. Now this is under European rules at the 10-point plus system. That's 10 and then 9 and the appropriate number to the lose of the round. That's normally beyond 8. I'm surprised Glenn McCrory's 15-11. I thought he'd come in perhaps over 16 stone, but Lennox Lewis 16-7. He only weighed 16-3 when he defeated Gary Mason in the 7th round at Wembley last March. Well, Glenn's just an articulate sort of a fellow, and he's talked a good fight. Now let's see if he can do something with it. I think Lewis will want to establish himself the authority right away, and he's certainly doing that. Now, he didn't do this against Mike Weaver last time up. Those bangs around the ribs. He was beaten in the Cruiserweight Championship, remember, Glenn McCrory, with a body punch, but that was very weight weakened. At only 13 stone 8 those days. Well, we've seen on ITV nearly all of Lennox Lewis's fights. This is the liveliest start he's had, Jim, really, although he has had some one-round wins.
Well, I think tonight Reggie considers he's in with a cruiserweight. There's no reason he can't match straight in here and get down to business. I don't think he feels McCrory has enough power to trouble him, and I think he wants to intimidate McCrory as soon as he possibly can, and he might just have managed that.
Well, he had a 58-second win at the Albert Hall last year. He's had 4 in the one round, but I think this is... McCrory showed a bit of guts there. He took some good shots on the chin and got himself back. Don't hold to McCrory and brilliant for Lewis.
Lewis just seems so much bigger and stronger already, Reggie, doesn't he?
Beating a man of Mike Weaver's caliber, admittedly very much a veteran, but he did it with a perfect textbook punch, a right-hander in late Tahoe. Not getting out the way enough, McCrory's. Plenty of guts, though. Normally he boxes a bit and can slip punches, but he can't this one. He's catching him with every kind of punch.
See, Lewis,
a minute to go.
Lewis has nothing to worry about what's coming back his way, Reg, and he's just moving right in and doing as he likes so far. He has drawn some blood already from one of those uppercuts.
He's throwing some artillery at him there, Lewis, isn't he? Uppercuts, overarm punches. Full march for McCrory. He's hanging in there, but for how long?
Reggie, he'll have to be more mobile. He can't cover up and stand his ground. He's going to have to move.
He thinks that was the bell, the referee. I thought I heard the bell there, though, Jim. I know it isn't. It's 21 seconds to go. It looked as though he was going to dive in, although I think he was going to pull him off the corner there, Jim.
So just as the referee moved over, McCrory threw a couple of little punches, maybe changed his mind. But this can't continue much longer, Reg. McCrory is not mobile enough. He'll have to use his legs, but already he's feeling the pace.
It's the roughest I've seen Lewis, I'll tell you that. And they're cheering, actually, McCrory surviving, I think, more than Lewis's murderous round there. Well, gentleman, Glenn on the gown there, on the tunics there for seconds, and he certainly is. There was plenty of guts going in there, wasn't there? Only had one recent fight as a heavyweight, and I wondered whether he really had sufficient credentials, but when it comes to the heart, he's got plenty of it. And in replay, Jim.
Yeah, well, Lewis just doing completely as he pleases. That was the uppercut that started the blood from the nose. It's always difficult for a cruiserweight to come up and challenge a heavyweight, especially an up-and-coming heavyweight coming towards his peak. You see, Reg, Lewis is just moving in, doing as he pleases, not the slightest worried what's coming back from McCrory, just totally dominating the action. This can't continue much longer.
Well, you never know the way any heavyweight contest can turn around, but it certainly looks most unlikely. He's looking over to the corner and nodding there, Lewis, getting orders from the seconds. And the Americans have said, well, we think this kid might be the best on the block of the young fellas coming up. And he's out to prove it, because he's already been half promised a job. That's what pro boxers call getting a contest on the Tyson Holyfield show on November the 8th. Oh, the right hand uppercut with it. And John Coyle's showing the finger count as well to make sure that he understands it perfectly. Get a mandatory 8.
McCrory's managing to prevent the clean punches landing, but as soon as Lewis lands cleanly, I think he's going to be out of there because he just has too much strength, too much power for him.
McCrory's been saying that Lewis hasn't really fought anybody that has his ability, but Lewis has taken the play away and the fight away from him, and a long right hand. Now that was a replica of the one that he caught Mike Weaver with, and I don't think he's going to make this count now. 9, and he's out. He's out in the act of rising, they call that, and the referee was quite right to count McCrory out in the second round. Well, he gave it all he's got there just in that last half minute, Jim. There was a great fight back by McCrory, but he was hopelessly outpunched.
Well, you have to say, very impressive action from Lewis. I mean, McCrory called himself a heavyweight. He came into a challenge for a heavyweight title. Lewis went about the job as a heavyweight should. He parcelled him up, never allowed McCrory into the fight at any time, completely dominated him, and then got him out of there. Thankfully, McCrory didn't suffer too much as far as punishment is concerned.
So that's hard as well for what they call the cut man there. Jimmy Tibbs is in the corner, who of course was with Michael Watson last week. So look at those powerful shoulders. Well, he's carrying the sort of hopes of the nation on those shoulders, isn't he? We haven't had a heavyweight champion since Bob Fitzsimmons, and he never fought in this country. Cornishman. So taking the plaudits, Lennox Lewis, and rightly so. And as we look at the replays now, this is the first knockdown, Jim.
Yeah, see, you have to be troubled by an opponent's punches. If you're not, then you just go in and do it exactly as you please. And a good little shot. The first clean shot really that landed was the one that troubled McCrory. Brave enough to come up off the floor, try to get back into the match, but he didn't have the artillery. That one just whiskered by, just caught the edge of his chin.
Yeah,
and
that was, as I said, Jim, as I said, that was almost like the Weaver punch. I mean, he's got that right hand, like poleaxing that punch. You see, bingo, it just caught him on the side of the chin there, and over he went. Well, we've had some chances of Britain's fighting for the championship of the world a long way. Gunnar Moore, Jack Palmer, Tommy Farr, Don Cockle, Brian London twice, Henry Cooper, Joe Bugner, Richard Dunn, and Frank Bruno twice. Now, can this fellow make it? He was born in West Ham, reared in Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute